getting that issue done up. But alas not. I don't think that's a phrase that makes any sense. So alas not away. So this week I'm specifically going to be working on the Hundreds Anthology Project. So with the Hundreds, are a group of us comic makers that have taken 100 consecutive days, worked on our own comics for 30 minutes at least a day for 100 consecutive days. I did mine back in 2015. I did 2 runs back to back, and it just got me kickstarted into this life of comics, pun intended, because also I run Kickstarters to fund all of my issues. Number 7 is up right now, if you're unaware of that. But so everybody's making up these new stories. The theme is Lost in Space, and I figured I'd do a small little story involving my characters from my comics to get people's, draw their attention to the comic book. I am super stoked about it. I'm going to be bringing you guys along for the whole process. This story doesn't necessarily affect anything going on with the comics. It's kind of like a one-shot, just to kind of draw attention to it. So, I want to show you... Oh, I don't want to show you that page because that's a secret. This is basically what I have already. So I have notes. We're doing 6 pages. I came up with this idea. As I said, the theme is Lost in Space. So you have first page through first page, splash page for 2 and 3, 4th page, 5th page, and then a 6th page. I have very minimal notes because I have a good idea of how I want this all to look. So, starting off with the roughs, the first page is going to be a rocket launch. So imagine this. Up here is going to be a rocket. Hang on a second. Maybe we'll do this even more fun. We'll do it like this. This is probably a bad idea, but we're going to do it anyway. Yeah, that didn't work so well. So, imagine this is first. So you're going to have a rocket launch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are going to be first 4 panels. It's basically going to have one of each character's... No, it's going to be counting down. It's going to have the rocket launch. It's going to be split to a 4-panel split of each one of the characters. It'll give their names. Then it'll come down here, show the rocket blasting off. It'll probably have a split 3-way panel. And then you'll see the rocket actually shooting off and the curvature of the Earth, whatever. So that's the first page. Here, we'll make this really messy. So the second page is going to be second page is going to be a splash page of page 2 and 3. It's going to have the spaceship hurtling out of space, and then like breaking apart. You'll see all these characters floating out here in space and like pulling each other's tubes off. and they're losing oxygen. And then it will like zoom back in for a double panel where you see these hands grip this rocket ship and like break it in half. Let's see here. So then 4, we'll have Zeke waking up, finding V, basically telling her what's going on. And then it will have Zeke falling out of like this hand that's playing with them, with all the 3 puppets, with the other 3 puppets anyway. You're gonna hear a mom yelling, "It's dinner time," and then the kid will look up and like grab the other toys and run off. So you have the 5th page where Zeke is going to be laying. Raph is going to see that. He's going to be tucked in the kid's back pocket. And then it'll cut to a bigger panel where Zeke is getting crowded by all these zombie puppets that he was unaware of. And then it'll kind of cut to his eyes where he'll have this shot of fear. And then page 6 will have Raph climbing out of the pocket, landing next to Zeke with a sweet Iron Man action pose. I've already been practicing this pose in my sketchbook, so if you want to see that sweet picture, subscribe to my Patreon and you can see my sketchbook from January. And then he'll be telling all these other zombies to back off because he already is invested in the story and he needs to get back to that land. Pretty stoked. I still have to come up with a design for the astronaut suits and whatever they'll be wearing. I'm planning on making these puppets a lot more realistic than they look in my comic. I was thinking about painting them, but I think that'd be a big hassle. So yeah, that's what we got going on right now. For the next few days, you'll probably see me make these roughs into something a little bit more tangible. But that's where we are right now. You'll have this kid picking up Raph and Zeke at the end of it too. So yeah, that's what we are doing right now. I hope you're intrigued by this. I hope you want to see my whole process take shape. Like I shown you, the roughs are in my head. I just have to put them down on paper so they make more sense and I can double check that makes sense. I'm gonna go see La La Land tomorrow, so that's exciting. And I should have a video of me working on this process in the next few days. I'm shooting for every other day. Hopefully, I'm thinking these 6 pages are probably going to take me 2 weeks to do, start to finish. Maybe 3 weeks with the coloring, so we'll see. That'll do it for me. Love you guys, and I'll check in with you later.
That is perfect.